So we have a special reveal today. I'll tell you a bit about why this is important to me at the end of the video, but let's talk about what we have here today. For this collection, and this is actually our first ever casual collection, we took inspiration of Antigua's lifestyle. And what is Antigua's lifestyle? If you ever have the chance to come, please come and then you will know what I'm talking about. Antigua is a very small town, very picturesque, and it has a very peaceful and laid-back vibe. We wanted to take inspiration from this vibe and turn it into our casual collection. And now about the concept of these two models we have to present today. We wanted to divide the collection in two parts. You will find that Pereira is this mixture of modern and vintage. If you ever come to our studio, you will find that we're a mixture of master artisans who have been making shoes for around 40 years, and then we have the younger apprentices that are under 25, 30 years old. This mixture, we try to embed it into our products, not just the concept, but also in the design that we put out there. Always looking back for inspiration, but not forgetting that we're a more contemporary brand. So with this in mind, we have two models. One model is the Goodar collection, which is inspired on vintage sneakers. If you ever Google vintage sneakers or like back in the day sneakers, you will find that they are very straightforward designs. The actual sneakers were more seams and more stuff going on, but the essential, we kept it. Very thin soles, and with this design, we wanted to have a very minimalistic approach. One of the main features here is the single piece that goes all around the shoe. So you'll find that the heel has no seams on the back. Almost there's no seams on the whole shoe. So we wanted to keep it very clean. Why is this? Because we wanted to have a shoe that it's your go-to choice for almost every occasion, right? It's very easy to wear. You can wear it with shorts, with jeans, with chinos. I've been wearing it for almost 2 months now, and it's super easy to play around with it. We have two variations, two colorways today. The first colorway is the classic hand-painted whiskey color, and then we also have a more challenging type of colorway, and this is on the vegetable tan natural color. As you know about the vegetable tan leathers, these ones are gonna be aging with time, so they're gonna get tan, and then after some months or almost a year, they'll be almost turning into a color similar to the whiskey, but that also depends on how much you wear it, of course. Now, this other part is the modern collection. We took inspiration here looking at what's happening today, what's going on in the sneaker world today. A silhouette that also is timeless, but also feels more modern than the vintage inspired collection. This collection is called the Storm collection. And for this one, you will see immediately that it's totally different from the vintage collection. Why is that? There's a lot more going on in this sneaker. First of all, we have many more pieces, we have more colors playing around, and then we have more branding, right? We have more branding on the tongue, the classic P on the back. We have the contrasting colors, which I really like. This one is also hand painted, so you'll see that there's more shadings around the sneaker. Some other feature that is very interesting is the sole is thicker than this one, and it's gonna be a white sole, not a cream type of sole, to give it that more modern type of look. The other colorway we have today to present is the white colorway, and it's gonna be a flutter type of leather. Some people also call it milled leather. So it's gonna be softer leather, very comfortable to wear. And this one also keeps the branding and the tongues in color, still in crushed leather, painted on the back also. Let's talk about the construction, and this is a very key aspect of our sneakers. We come from a boot and formal shoe type of designs, and when you look at shoes and boots from our collections, they're Goodyear welted, they're Norwegian welted, which are very long-lasting and durable constructions. These are like the actual constructions that you should be using in your footwear for it to be very long-lasting and high quality. But when we looked at the sneaker world, you find none of that, and what you find is basically just cemented construction, which is just gluing the sole to the upper, which is like the most basic type of construction you can find out there. So that didn't make sense to us. When we approached this collection, we wanted to figure out how to bring those constructions that we're used to doing into a more casual aspect. So on the Goodyear collection, as the name implies, it's a Goodyear construction based type of sneaker. The upper is stitched to the insole by hand, and then the welt is glued to the sole with reinforcement stitching on the tip and on the back. With this, we have a sneaker that still has a full leather insole that gives it durability, more comfort with wear, and longevity. Remember, this is not a sneaker to be wearing just for a couple years. We want this to age with you. And on the other side, we have the Storm collection, which this collection is storm welt based. How can you see the difference in construction here? This is basically a half storm welt. Why? Because the storm welt usually has double stitching. Here we only have one row of stitching all around the shoe. Not only does it become like a design feature of the shoe, but it also guarantees the construction and the hold of everything of the shoe. Basically, the stitching is gonna go all the way through the leather insole. That leather insole will mold to the shape of your feet with time and will become very comfortable. Both collections are inspired on high quality constructions. The Goodar with a more sleek type of feeling, and the Stormwelt with a more rugged and chunky type of feeling. As I mentioned at the start of the video, this is something that is personally it's like a milestone for me. And why is that? Is because when I wanted to start Pereira, that's like 8 years ago, the initial idea was to start making sneakers. Of course, I didn't have not the tools, the knowledge, or even the team to make it, so I couldn't do it. I started with what I had in hand. That's when we started with formal footwear, then we switched to boots, which is, in my opinion, the hardest type of footwear to do. And now with all this knowledge, I can take the knowledge and the inspiration and what I wanted to do back then and put it into reality. So this is a very special one to me because they do resemble a lot of what I was inspired at first. Bringing the heritage craft that Antigua has and put it into a more modern and contemporary context. Always keeping in mind that we want to have products that are timeless, something that doesn't follow trends, a product that you can buy today and looks good, or you can buy it in 20 years and still looks amazing. So remember, Pereira is all about this. We want it to have a purpose, always 100% handmade and proudly handmade in Antigua, Guatemala. And of course, this collection is ready to order. We have very few pairs in stock, but remember, you can order custom made. You can customize the colorway and the type of sole you want. This is gonna also preserve the personalization that we always offer in our footwear to create a footwear that represents you also. And thank you.